Hey guys, welcome to NFL Fantasy Matchup. I've got two new hosts with me this week. Tommy and Jed are actually out of town, and we got Chris Rothert, my good friend from college. He is coming in from Arizona, and then Peyton Linder is coming in from Alabama. What's up, guys?
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Hey,
hey, you guys want to take a couple minutes and introduce yourselves? Tell us like what you do and who's the team that you root for, whether it's college or professional.
Go for it, Peyton.
Yeah.
all right. I am Peyton Linder. I work in men's ministry. I work for a nonprofit called the Redeemed. We do men's small groups online, so I'm used to being in front of a camera quite a bit. But the team I root for is obviously going to be the University of Alabama. Or Roll Tide. Off
Even though
to
they're bad.
no, we're not bad. We just it slow to start.
Yeah.
Mm.
Florida State game was just horrible, but you know what? If you look at our numbers now, we'll find out what happens in 2 weeks when we play Georgia. It's going to be a
Mm.
hostile environment, but I think after outside of that, I was raised Falcons fan, but I kind of follow the Cardinals really closely too because living out there in Phoenix for a couple of years, so I've picked up a few different teams, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a good time. Chris?
That's right, Chris.
I'm Chris Rother from Chandler, Arizona. I'm on Chandler. I'm the Chandler Young Life Area Director. So I work with high school and junior high kids here in the Chandler Unified School District. Just an outreach organization. So I was a big Illini fan. However, my daughters both went to Arizona State University. Forks up. And my daughter was we've got a ring, a Big 12 championship ring with my last name on it because my daughter was an
Oh
intern
wow, look at that.
in the
That's really
football
cool.
program. And so
Is it a nice ring?
it's really big. I'll have to show you some pictures.
Yeah.
And so it is a big honking ring. And
Takes up your whole
so,
hand.
yes.
Actually, speaking of which, I was thinking about your daughter yesterday because I remember she worked with Cam Scadaboo at ASU, and he's one of those people that I actually think can become the number one RB in fantasy this year. So I actually just picked him up off the waiver wires.
I know.
I actually have him in most of my leagues. And
Do you think
so he
do you think
is.
he'll take over from Tyrone Tracy?
The hard part with Cam Scadaboo is not his talent. I think it's the offense that he's in. I think their offensive line is not good. I think that it's going to be hard to do a lot when you're going up against a good team. I don't think Dallas is great,
And they
but
play
yes, I still want to
they play
start
the
him
Tampa
because
Bears this weekend too.
yeah,
Yeah. Let's see. All right, we are. I'm looking at this right now. The three of us, are in this 1K league together, right? And right now, I am. There's 12 people on this team. I'm in 11th place. Chris, you are coming in 12th place,
hmm.
and Peyton, you are in 5th place as well too.
Hey, can we
So
talk
let's.
about what we did last year though?
Dude, last year's heartbreaking. Last year's so
Because I
heartbreaking.
won.
I,
By the way, Chris, you know Peyton's the one you played against in the
you
championship.
went into no. I think you were like fifth place coming into the playoffs. I was in first. I got the bye week. I'd only
Hmm.
lost 2 games the entire season. I was on fire with Jamar Chase, with Josh Allen, my whole team. And then we get the bye. We come into week 2 of the playoffs, and we just got smashed. Like I was so mad.
Peyton, I've been in your shoes too many times, and I was thankful I was the one that squeaked into the playoffs. I knew what I needed to do. I
Yeah.
had a trade mid-year, and I picked up just the right players off the waiver wire and pulled it off.
So what's going on with your team this year, Chris?
You know what? I'm just looking at it, and I think that I went with too many rookies to start off on our draft. Um, Outside of that, it's one of those things where my quarterback is hurting. I thought Mahomes was going to come off. I thought
Yeah.
Mahomes was going to start off hot, knowing that their running game was really not what it needed to be, and I thought he was going to have to step it up. Didn't happen, and then I went to J.J. McCarthy last week, which was horrendous.
Yeah. Hmm.
I really and truly thought the offensive scheme that they run in Minnesota, it could be a plug and play, and J.J. McCarthy was just going to take it off. He's got great receivers. But he also had some offensive line get hurt. And so therefore that really negatively hurt him. I watched what he did the second half or that one quarter with the Bears, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to start him this week. And he's going to be out for a week or two with that ankle injury now.
Well, I'm also looking at your wide receivers. You got Nico Collins and you got Drake London, right? Nico Collins is good, but CJ Stroud has no time. And I know Peyton has CJ Stroud.
Yep.
Has no time to throw. So
And Drake London was totally off last week.
Yeah.
The nice part is Walker. I think he had a bad week the first week. Last week he was good. I do like Bill Krosky Merritt. I think with Eckler getting hurt, I think I've still got a chance. I mean, we've all got a chance, right? I just need help with wide receiver.
It's so early though. Like, we have guys already dropping like flies, and that's what the hard part is. Like, I lost my starting quarterback Justin Fields in week 2 to concussion, and he went from 29 points in week 1 to 2 points in week 2. So now I'm plugging in.
Stroud, right?
I'm stuck. I don't know yet. It might be Stroud, but I picked up Russell Wilson off the bench or off the waiver, and I'm really thinking I might go Russell because they're playing Kansas City. It's a night game. He might have a little bit of momentum going in. Where CJ Stroud, it's against Jacksonville. There might be rain involved, so I'm kind of leaning I might go Wilson on this weekend.
Well, Peyton, I'm looking at the people on your bench right now. My brother was on here. He loves Troy Franklin on the Denver Broncos, and he also likes that wide receiver from Tennessee that you just picked up.
So then he's mad because I just picked both of them up off the waiver this week.
I know. $10 I bet he's trying to. I bet my brother's trying to get them from a trade for you.
See, and I'm really thinking of starting Troy Franklin over Johnston because the Chargers are going to be playing against Denver, and I mean Patrick Surtain, if he's on Ladd McConkey, then Johnston's going to have a breakout day. But that's the problem. Like, I don't know who they're going to put Patrick Surtain on.
You know why I like Franklin? Because Franklin's quarterback in college was Bo Nix, and I think they just have that rapport with each other, and so that's why he's getting so many of those balls.
As an Alabama fan, I'm not a big fan of Bo Nix in college, but I kind of I know his dad. His dad's a coach at the local high school right down the road where I graduated high school. We go to church with a family, and so I actually love the Nix family. But their ties to Auburn, I'm just like, oh, that's horrible.
So, Chris, you mentioned earlier, I feel like my strategy this year was I picked up a lot of really good rookies like Marion Hampton, RJ Harvey, Genty, and I thought they would come through for me. Honestly, the rookies have been so inconsistent. Even Genty, Marion Hampton, they've not come through. And so I'm struggling because I should have gone after a little bit more established players versus kind of banking on these rookies to come through.
See, I even started Caleb Johnson week 1 thinking that based on the offensive team,
right?
Pittsburgh Steelers, that they always just run it. Aaron Rodgers totally turned that around. He is a throw first. It's all going through him. I do like I like Woody Marks this week. I think he is going to start. He's going to end up taking over
for Chubbs.
Number 1. I think Chubbs.
Really? That's a hot take.
Chubbs did pretty good last week. He scored in double figures.
That's a hot take.
It is a very hot take. I think he's going to end up, maybe not this week, but by next week he'll be the starter.
Mm-hmm. See,
they said Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
He was inactive this last week, and they gave him the looks, especially if they keep struggling. They're not going to keep handing the ball to Chubb.
I don't know. Well, okay, so as we're starting the season, one of the things we talk about is how the first two games you don't want to overreact, right? Because usually by the third and fourth, you kind of have a good idea of what's going on with some of these teams. And this year, all these quarterbacks are going down, right? Yeah. Brock Purdy is out. You might have Jaden Daniels out. For sure, you've got Joe Burrow out. So what have you guys learned thus far from your teams as you're kind of heading into games 3, 4, and 5?
I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed is scheme is not paying off this year like it has in the past. Usually, I'll always, you can almost plug and play a KC player. You can plug and play a couple of these teams that this year are just really bad. I'm trying to think of. I mean, it's even what's happened in Houston. How did they go from being such a high-powered offense, looking at what Stroud can
Because they have no
do?
line. Those guys have no line.
Oh
They have
no.
nothing.
And remember, they traded Tunsil as well too. I don't know what they were thinking when they were trading all these guys away.
I mean, you got to battle the backups between the Bengals and the Vikings this weekend, which
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a better game than everybody thinks. Carson Wentz is going to come out, and he has the experience. You got Jefferson, you've got the tight end, but then Browning on the other side in the Bengals. I like Browning's moxie. Man, he's on fire right now. He's got the attitude. He has a connection with Jamar Chase. So I think that game's going to be a lot better. So if anybody's having to pick anybody up off the waiver, I mean, I would go Browning over Wentz. I think the Bengals win over because they have the better defense.
Mhm.
But that's one of those games. It's like with everybody going down, who do you use? And when Joe went down, I struggled because I had the first pick in our draft, which that was terrible, by the way. Having first pick in a
And you
12-man draft, and
and
you
you
have
went
to.
and you went for Jamar.
I had him last year, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was that just that love for him, what he did last year. I should have probably went Bijan Robinson, but having Chase and then Burrow goes down in week 2, and I'm like, that's it. There's the season. I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. I guess Tommy's joining us. Hey, Tom.
Hey, I just walked into my hotel over in Dallas. And I said, well, I noticed that you guys were still on, so I decided to come and jump on. Can I ask you guys one question, though, that I was thinking since we're on Minnesota? Is it time to trade Justin Jefferson? You could get a lot of players for Justin Jefferson.
It's hard to say yes because he's one of the few true number ones. Um, I actually would almost go Carson Wentz. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do in the system because I do think that Minnesota runs a good system, and I think he will get the ball to Justin Jefferson. So part of it will be what happens this week, and if JJ McCarthy ends up not coming back very fast, and who knows what happens in Minnesota. They
Well,
do
that
have a
must.
good team.
Yeah, and remember they've got Adam Thielen, right? The
They
last
do.
couple of weeks, and so Jordan Anderson is going to come in. I do think Mason is going to
Yep.
do well for them as well
Yep.
too.
Especially with
And
Aaron. Oh my
Aaron, he's
goodness.
gonna he's gonna get the workload. I mean, he's it now, which I'm happy for
Jordan
because he's on
Mason,
my
yeah.
he's on my roster, so that's a shining light. Um,
Payne, do you think Jordan Mason will supplant Aaron Jones? Do you
Yes.
think
yeah,
Aaron Jones will be there? You think so?
yeah, and depending on how long, like if Aaron's out, it becomes Mason's game, and
Yeah,
then it's like, can Aaron win the job back?
he's old.
He
I
that's
mean,
yeah,
even
and this
when
is
they were both together, he was getting the bulk of the rushes. Jordan Mason
and it's
was.
a hamstring injury. He's 30 years old. Like,
Yeah.
how long does that linger? I think Jordan takes this and doesn't look back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey Tom, did you see that Peyton in our 1K league took your Franklin from Denver off the waiver wires? I
No.
was telling him how much you like that guy.
Yes. You know what? I started knowing this guy because Sean Payne says, you know who this guy Franklin reminds me of? Marquise Colston. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there, so I've been trying to pay attention, hoping no one will pick him up. And then waiver wire comes and Payne picks him up.
I
Yeah.
got a little, let's see, something real quick here. Pulling up Troy's. So Troy, I mean, he did well. So one, he went to Troy University, and then he went up there with
Wait, did he really go to Troy University? He
I,
did not.
did he? I thought he did. Is that not the
Did
one?
he?
Hold on, let me go back. That's what I'm trying to pull up. Where did he go to
Okay.
college?
Oh, I've been picking up him everywhere. I think a lot of times, eventually, I believe that he will be your number one wide receiver over all of them. Cortland Sutton, all of those guys, Melvin Mims, all of that. He has been
So,
really, really good.
so Tom, last night, I don't know if you noticed that I was up when you started picking some players up off the waiver wire, and I was sitting there trying to decide should I pick up Franklin or should I pick up that who's that wide receiver from New York, Wendell Robinson, right? And so I was going back and forth on those guys, and I picked up Franklin in quite a few of our leagues. So I decided to go with the Robinson, but then you came, and I was sitting there thinking, and you came in, swooped, and picked up Franklin.
Yeah. Anywhere he was available, I just started picking him up.
Yeah, no, he didn't go to Troy. It was another receiver that played with Bo Nix that had gone that transferred up to Oregon that played with him. But that relationship with him and Bo, I mean, you got to think that's something special. How often do you get a QB wide receiver combo going from college to the NFL like
I mean, Joe Burrow and
Jamar Chase?
Yeah. So,
Except Chris and Payne, a lot of times there's this another league that Jimmy are in. And so there's this one guy who keeps offering terrible trades. And so he had picked up Franklin. And so I said, well, would you get an offer for Franklin? He says, yes, for McConkley. I would trade him for McConkley. I said, I'm not trading him McConkley for Franklin. He's good,
There's
but he's
always
not
one.
McConkley good.
There's
No,
always
but-
one guy.
No, but here's the thing. This is what we call our global league, right? So a number of these people are living in Asia. These guys don't know the players. They're just looking at it based off of rankings and looking at it based off of numbers. So they have no clue who half these players are.
So you're big on Troy. What about Cortland Sutton? Are you?
He's disappeared. I have not seen him around lately, Cortland Sutton.
And
same
plus,
with Marvin Mims. Everybody talked about Mims before the year.
yeah. Hey, but that quarterback, I really enjoy that quarterback. He just does a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to quickly go around. We'll start with Chris. Chris, give me a couple players who've surprised you this year on fantasy.
Debo is definitely one of them. Debo Samuel in Washington. I think I've been surprised at how well. I mean, he's played the first 2 weeks just on touches. I think that they're finding ways to get him the ball. It'll be interesting to see with their quarterback getting hurt a little bit, what that's going to do to their offense. But he's been somebody just from the Washington offense. He's been that player. Scored a touchdown in every game, I believe. And so
what if Daniels isn't the quarterback? You think?
And if Daniels is not the quarterback, Chris, it's Marcus Mariota. He stinks.
I know. I'm not excited about that. I would not take Marcus Mariota at all. I mean, they're going to have to find ways to get him the ball. I actually think that if that happens, you're just going to see them really running the rookie a lot. And they're going to try to lean on their defense. And so the other one that actually, Roma Dunze, I think he is slowly becoming the number one in Chicago.
Wide receiver. Yeah.
And it's not just, I mean, yes, you still got DJ there, but I think it's his red zone looks. He is getting the ball in the red zone. And I don't know if that's because they're doubling up on DJ or what that looks like, but Roma Dunze just continues to surprise. I've got him in several of our leagues or in my leagues. And so he's one of those. And then you got Cam Scatterboot. I was amazed by him last week, and you watch him run angry. I think that the question is what happens when he goes up against a good defense. But, forks up. Like, I'm always going to go for Cam.
Chris, doesn't he remind you back in the day? Remember Peyton Hillis?
Yep. Only he's littler and faster, and he catches the ball a lot better out of the backfield. I agree. He's not nearly as big as Peyton Hillis was. And I actually think he has a lot more running back talent. Peyton was just a bruiser back in the day, and he was a one. I think as long as Cam Scatterboot keeps his head from getting hit too hard, he's a funny guy in real life, and so
I saw an interview
I think
with
he could do
him
some
that he never started watching football until like junior year of high school or college or something. Like he didn't know any of the old people or anything like that. He's like, I didn't watch football. I practiced and I played video games.
Yeah, yeah. Tom, Chris's daughter worked with Cam Scatterboot at ASU, so that's how he knows who he is. Yeah,
got it.
I've got a Big 12 championship ring with my name on it. Actually, my daughter has it, but she's getting married, so I told her that I get it because it's got my name on it, not hers. Then after she gets married, so
that's funny.
All right, here's the question before we go to Peyton. Do you guys think Russell Wilson will still be the starting quarterback by week 6? Or do you think we're going to go to Jackson Dart?
Yeah. If he keeps doing what he did against Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
they'll ride him all the way.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
actually think I don't know. Did you see Cam? Did you see Cam grab Russell
Yeah.
Wilson's chest and
Yeah.
the excitement? Who knows what could happen with that team? I think Cam Scatterboot is electric, even in a
Yeah.
locker room. I think that they've got a fire going.
Well, the wild card's Malik Neighbors, and because
I
there's
would
reports
agree.
about how is
oh,
he
that
in the
guy is.
locker room, personality wise.
Mhm.
So, but I think his relationship with Russell might be the key. I mean, look at that dime in the end zone. I mean,
No, did you see some of those catches that guy made?
yeah,
I mean, that guy's amazing.
he is.
So
But it's just how does he work with the team and stuff. So,
yeah, yeah.
I really believe they actually have some potential. It's just can they get past their own division. I mean, we saw
Mhm.
they lose to the Cowboys. I don't think they beat Philly. And then Washington, that's probably a 50-50 game too. If they can't get past their own division, then they got a lot of talent but not going anywhere.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
So
for me, I'm gonna go off a little bit on the populars. I'm gonna go to the tight end Tucker Kraft. I picked
Mm-hmm.
him up in another league, and he is gold. Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
Jordan Love loves him in Green Bay. He's the number one tight end. You got Jawan Johnson in New Orleans is the number two tight end. So like those are two guys like you didn't expect that at all. You were thinking Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, and then these two guys just explode the first 2 weeks. Been really excited to watch them. But I think the number one all overall breakout for me, and it's probably not going to last, but is old Daniel Jones. I think I like what he's doing in Indianapolis. He's got a little swagger to him now. That's why I picked up Jonathan Taylor with the
Mhm.
number two pick in our league because I'm like this is going to be a team that runs 75% of the time, and Daniel's out here slinging it like
Hey,
he's Matt
hey,
Ryan.
let me just say that was smart because I didn't think that they were going to run. I thought the quarterback situation was going to be so inconsistent that Taylor was going to have a bad season. But you're right; he is having an amazing season right now.
But
Yeah.
I think even with that, you should talk about the handcuff of DJ Giddens
Mm.
for the Colts because I do think that Taylor, if they're going to keep running him 25 times a game, he's going to get
Yeah,
hurt. He's
right.
proven that he always does.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Hey, Joe, I'm
You
not
have a
sure if you
couple.
guys have talked about it. You know who I think will continue to be a disappointment? Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
I would agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really, you guys think so? I'm still banking on the fact that this guy's going to turn it around.
He burned me last
Not
year. I
in,
have
not
no
in,
love for him.
no.
Okay, what's the deal? Why do you guys think that he's not going to do well?
Quarterback,
And James Conner continues to be very productive. And also, I think a lot of times Kyler Murray, all he's doing is looking for McBride. And also, James Conner just does a great job.
Well,
yep,
because they're the short fieldage guys. You're gonna have James sitting
yep.
here on your out route. He's just sitting there waiting for you. You got Connor 15, or I mean, I'm sorry, McBride 15 yards or so up the field. Kyler can't see 25, 30, 50 yards down the field. He's when he does that, he's just slinging it. So unless Marvin starts playing the slot route or something, he's
Mhm.
he's just going to be left out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was disappointed. He only had what 4 receptions last week,
Yeah.
4 fantasy points. I'm like, what the heck is going on with this guy?
Yeah. And last one
You
on
were
my
talking
thing.
about
Oh, go ahead.
you were talking about tight ends. What about Kyle Pitts? Is this the year that he actually is doing something? He's looked good through the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
He is the number two option.
Behind
So,
Drake London.
Yeah,
mhm.
but we also got to look at who they've played. I think that's a big thing too. Let's see. They've played Tampa Bay and Minnesota. He had 59 yards against Tampa Bay, 37 against Minnesota. So I mean, he's got 7 receptions in the first one, 4 in the last one. They'll have Carolina and they'll have Washington. So I think he's good for the four
Yeah.
weeks. I think when they go into the bye, if you have Kyle, if you have Pitts, I think you trade him in the bye. I
Yeah.
think I
That's
think
good.
after week 4, I think he's going to be hot, and I think that's when you try to trade him.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup this week against Carolina. Yeah. I am surprised, to be honest, how bad the tight ends are, right? We talked about Tucker Kraft. I mean,
Yep.
even like this week, right? I would say the top three is Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Tucker Kraft. Tyler Warren's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, like Kelsey's disappeared, Laporta's disappeared. Ferguson's okay, Hawkinson, but there's not that many tight ends out there that's scoring. And I think it's just like up in the air right now. All right, let's see. Tom, who are other players that have surprised you this past year? In the first.
The one thing, the rookies stink. Look, I mean, I banked all my money on Ashton
Marion
Jeanty.
Hampton and Genty.
Yes, and the Los Angeles Chargers running back Omarion Hampton is a guy who I love, and I was so frustrated. I cannot believe you fumbled at the last quarter, so I was just frustrated with Omarion Hampton, and even Travion Henderson has not been very good at all.
No.
That's why Ramondre Stevenson, honestly, these days, Ramondre Stevenson is getting the bulk of the carries. Yeah. My hope, though, is these guys are too talented, right? And so it's going to take a couple of games, maybe the first half, but hopefully by the second half when it matters, these guys are going to start producing.
Like Jim, Matthew Golden, all right, he has to do better. He has so much speed. He's just not doing anything for Green Bay.
Yeah.
But
Jaden Reed is out, right? And
yeah.
So he's got Dobbs and Matthew Golden. So Golden's better start scoring because I do have him sitting on my bench.
But Chris Payton, the one thing I was going to say, don't sleep on Cooper Kupp just yet. I think he still has something left in the tank.
I will actually say I agree with that, and I low-key think that might be one of the best duo wide receivers in the league. Like they both complement him and Jackson. They both complement each other. Vero Jackson Smith. I'm gonna butcher the
Njigba.
Yeah. I think that's a win right there. Those two. I think you could play either one of those in your wide receiver 1 or 2, and they're going to get you points. That is a rock star duo wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Quickly, people are looking at waiver wires today. Who's a couple of waiver wire pickups that you guys have had? We've talked about Franklin. We've talked about what do you guys think about that new quarterback that's going to take over for Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati guy?
Browning.
Yeah. People think he's going to be good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm mixed on that. But, I mean, he's got too much talent around him. But if you need a quarterback, would you guys pick up Browning?
He's going to sling it, and he's going to turn the ball over, but he's going to get a lot of yards.
Does that translate into points?
It'll translate into points, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the trending – let me just tell you. Here's the trending players on the waiver wire. The number one player who's being picked up the most, Jake Browning. Mm-hmm. Then Troy Franklin, Ramondre Stevenson, Zach Ertz, Daniel Jones. Those are the ones that people have been picking up this past week.
Yeah. And Jim, I would probably say with Zach Ertz, a lot of times he's had 10 points in week 1, 15 points in week 2. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of good tight ends out there. So if you do need a tight end, Zach Ertz may be a pretty good option. Now, with Marcus Mariota playing, who knows what's going to happen, but he may not be a bad option.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of people are looking at Tootin to be that next.
I do
Tootin.
Yeah, I like Tootin.
I've got him in a couple of leagues.
I actually think that he'll be the number one running back, Tootin.
Because I think that's what you're still waiting on. On some of these young running backs, you're waiting for them just to take over and supplant, which usually happens around week 3, 4.
Yeah.
Where you start to see them step up.
Yeah, totally. What do you guys think about Wendell Robinson from New York?
It's really hard with neighbors. I think that is there going to be enough balls to go around? At the same time, I think he's a good bye week. I don't know if you can count on him starting every week.
Yeah.
He's dealing with an injury right now. I mean, they said he got hurt and they're kind of, he's limited in practice. But again, they're going against Kansas City, and then they got the Chargers, then they got New Orleans. So he's got a few good games coming up. It's the consistency. If Russ stays hot, then I think you can start both him and Neighbors, like no doubt. Mm-hmm. But if Russ turns into the old Russ, the Steelers Russ or whatever, like I think he's a flex at best.
I do hope that Russ will stay hot because you know what? I think he's a Hall of Famer, and I think he deserves it. And I think he's gotten a raw deal, so I like Russ. I like Russ doing well.
Uh,
Tom,
yeah, in one of our leagues, I just made this one trade. What do you guys think? I traded Marvin Harrison Jr. and Travis Kelsey, and I got back Troy Franklin, Xavier Worthy. What do you think of that trade?
depends on what you think about Marvin Harrison.
Uh, Look, I don't have too high hopes of Marvin Harrison. I
Yeah.
do really, really like Troy Franklin a lot. I think a lot of times he is going to become the number one wide receiver for both Knicks.
The only thing is Marvin Harrison's just too good, right? Like to only be scoring less than 10 fantasy points. So I'm like, they've got to figure out whether it's having him do more slants, whether they're changing the offense. He's too good for you to give up on him.
Well, he burned me last year, Marvin Harrison. I think at best he's a flex wide receiver. I mean, unless you're in a 12 team league like us, he is going to be your number two. And I think if he gets you 7 to 8 points a week, you have to consider that a win because
No way. I'm hoping for 15 points.
that's if he gets a touchdown. He is
Yeah.
he is so dry when it comes to touchdowns.
Yeah.
That is true. When they're getting to the goal line,
It's
either you
Connor and
McBride
it's
or
McBride.
Connor, right? Those are or maybe Benson. Maybe Benson is going
Yeah.
to be the guy.
And if
Yes.
if you have Connor, you better have Benson as your handcuff sitting on your bench, just with that. But I don't, unless Marvin breaks one down the middle of the field and has a long touchdown pass. I mean, 70, 80 yards a game for him is what you're looking at, plus some receptions.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, this format actually might work because a lot of times, especially if I'm going to be traveling a lot in the next couple of weeks, if Jed can't make it, it might be good to have a rotating group of different people coming on and on to do some of these podcasts.
Look at these two good-looking guys who are joining us this week, right?
What can I say, Jimmy?
Well, you're in 12th place, Chris. I'm expecting more from you.
Dude, I'm hurting. I should have won. I lost by 0.02 points.
Oh, that's brutal.
The first week.
That's tough.
Yeah. Okay, a couple more players before we sign off. And I did want to talk about Thursday night football game, but
Yeah.
Peyton, going back to you, you think Jordan Mason is going to be good, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mason has it. I think he's still young enough. He's hungry. He's going to get after it. I think he's a bruiser too. And I think he's really the whole patch. If I'm comparing Mason, I'm comparing him to Stevenson out of New England as well. I kind of compared them both the same. And so if they're dumping off passes to him like they do with Connor, or he's running up the middle, that's why I think like if Aaron takes a long time to come back, I don't think he gets the job back.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, San Francisco. We got Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, and Ayuk is going to come back here in the next couple of weeks. Which, by the end of the season, who's going to be the best wide receiver fantasy-wise in that group?
I think it's going to be Pearsall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. He hasn't been doing too well, though.
He hasn't been doing too well. The problem is quarterback play. I think.
Yeah.
I think when Ayuk comes back, I think he'll pull some of the coverage off. But I do think of all of them, Pearsall is going to be the best.
Yeah.
He is. And I hate to say it, he's got Mac Jones, another Alabama quarterback over there throwing to him, but until Brock comes back, that's a tough one.
But Payne, Mac Jones did not look bad. I actually thought he did a decent job.
He did. But if you look, but then you got to go look at their schedule and see who they're playing, the different next few teams. They've got Arizona, Jacksonville, and the Rams. So it depends how long's Brock out for, and his consistency. Now the system I think works better for Mac in San Francisco than say it did New England. That system was not built for him. I think this offense is a lot like what he saw when he was at Alabama, so he could flourish. He could prove a lot of people wrong.
Yeah. Hey Tom. Okay, Dallas, Javonte Williams, or I've seen you drop Jaden Blue a number of times too. At the end of the season, who's going to be the starting running back for Dallas?
I still think a lot of times Javonte Williams. I think a lot of times he may not get you a lot of yardage, but he will be great in the red zone. But it comes down to the wide receivers because their defense is so bad. They're going to give up a lot of points. You saw that in New York. And signing Jadeveon Clowney is not going to help with the pass rush. So they're going to continue to give up a lot of points. So I would probably say stick with Javonte Williams, but it comes down to the 2 wide receivers and Dak Prescott.
Okay. Chris, Chicago Bears, are they going to win against Dallas this week?
Yes, they are. I mean, the Cowboys are not that good. I think.
They got Aubrey. You see how good Aubrey is?
Yeah.
That guy alone can score 20 points.
I'm hoping that the Bears offense can figure it out. They have a great coach. I just don't know if it's going to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they still need to change some of their culture. And so Caleb looks okay. I think he's between he and Jared Goff, it's almost the same quarterback from the standpoint of I almost think that Caleb Williams is a little bit more athletic. So I think but accuracy arm wise, I think he can be in Ben Johnson's system. He can do it well. But I don't think it's this year, even though they've got a lot of talent around them.
Okay.
Sorry.
And Chicago's offensive line's not that good either. I mean, Caleb's looking at the first one, and then he's having to run for it.
Hey, no, it's because I think that guy can't sit still. All I want him to do is be patient and trust the line. That guy's like running all over. If you watch the games, he's like running all over the place.
Well, wait, if you look at what happened to Detroit, they were okay, and then all of a sudden they got good running backs. They did not have, right now the Bears' problem is they do not have good running backs.
Wait, are you saying something? DeAndre Swift is not a good running back?
I mean, he was who the Lions had before they got Jamar Gibbs and they traded with the Bears, Montgomery. The two of them together are phenomenal.
Chris, I was really hoping that Ashton Genty would fall to the Bears at number 10.
Or TreVeyon Henderson.
Or TreVeyon Henderson. But, man, Ashton Genty got picked up so early. But in all of the mock draft, he was supposed to go to the Bears. But who thought that Las Vegas would pick him up so early?
No, I think a lot of people knew Las Vegas was going to pick him up. But you would think that the Bears would have traded up to get TreVeyon.
Yeah. I was hoping for TreVeyon.
Yeah. Everyone was thinking TreVeyon was going to go to the Bears.
All right, so you're talking about rookies here, and I think we've not mentioned probably the best rookie so far of the year, the wide receiver from Tampa Bay.
He didn't do too.
Emeka.
Okay, but here's the problem with him. Everyone's coming back here in the next couple of weeks, and so the question is he going to get as many looks and throws to him as he did that first week, or was that just a fluke?
I think you have to. I think he's building a relationship with Baker. Baker can trust him. Opposite of Mike Evans, I think that too right there. I think he's going to be the probably fantasy rookie of the year. I don't see another rookie right now on pace because of the relationship. You always got to look at the relationship with the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more questions. Okay. Quick question for this week. Miami versus Buffalo Bills. Peyton, who's going to be the better wide receiver fantasy-wise this week? Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle looks like he's going to be hurt.
That's tough.
He did practice today.
Yeah, he was at practice. I honestly, Waddle had the touchdown. The offense, Miami is probably one of the biggest disappointments. Like their entire team is just trash right now. Yeah. I think Tyreek's acting a lot like Antonio Brown. He's got the ego thing going on. He's just not connected with the team. So if I'm looking at it, I'm putting Waddle in a wide receiver 2 spot in our 12-man league, and then Tyreek's probably going to be a flex. I mean, the way Tua's playing, the way their offense is not hitting on any cylinders, I think Buffalo is going to put points up, and that might be the only saving grace for those receivers. Miami's going to be trying to play catch up the entire game.
Yeah.
Waddle, I think Waddle has the potential of getting 2 touchdowns tomorrow night.
But Payne, the one thing I would disagree with you, they're not all trash because I am waiting. I have all Ollie Gordon sitting there. I need him to have a chance because I need Ollie Gordon to start running.
You know,
Actually,
I drafted him in another league, and I ended up dropping him just because I'm like, I need to make room for somebody else that's going to
yeah,
produce.
Peyton, same thing. I've dropped him and I've dropped the rookie running back from Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
even though I drafted them onto my team decently high. Yeah. Tom, who's going to be the better fantasy running back tomorrow? Achan or James Cook, who both
James Cook,
actually are.
automatically. James Cook, because they're going to build up such a big league with Buffalo against the Miami secondary that eventually you're just going to run James Cook by the second half. So it'll be all James Cook. You'll also get Jared Allen with at least he usually gets you about 27 to 32 yards. So it will be purely a running game. I would probably go to that as well as look at the tight end for Buffalo as well.
Buffalo. Yeah. Dalton Kincaid,
The,
Knox.
the question
I
is,
would almost
does James Cook, does he get over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns like he did against the Jets?
I mean, the wide receivers haven't done too much lately. You know, Keon Coleman is their best wide receiver from a fantasy perspective, but James Cook's been hot. You know, I can see them feeding him and him having a hot streak.
I would almost go Bray Davis over a chain, actually. Because they're gonna run the score up, and they're not gonna just let Cook run with the ball.
Who has more rushing yards, Miami's running back or Josh Allen?
Who has more touchdowns, Miami running back or Josh Allen? I think Josh Allen's going to run
Josh
it
Allen
a couple times.
So we're saying like Buffalo 70 points and like Miami 12. That's what it.
I mean,
sounds
how about this? If I'm betting tomorrow's game, I'm going to bet that Josh Allen's going to run one of those into the touchdown. So, all right. Any last minute thoughts before we finish this up?
The one player that has really done well for me, Brandon Aubrey, has really done well for me as a kicker. And so, hey, look, you never pick kickers very high. I picked him in the 6th round. I picked him up early wherever there's drafting kickers, and he's done really well for me.
Okay.
I did that in one of my leagues, Tommy. And I was like, I'm going to surprise some people, and that was the best pick I did in that league.
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Go ahead, Payne.
I was going to say for my thing is I better see Derrick Henry actually get the ball this week because only getting the ball and scoring 2 fantasy points last week makes me think the NFL is rigged. So I want to see you feed that beast.
Yeah. Speaking of that, can I ask you a separate question, guys? Jim, did you have anything to say about Derrick Henry?
No, I just don't. I think Derrick Henry's too old, so I don't even consider him playing him.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Did you see week 1?
Yeah, he's a fluke. You're just biased because he's from Alabama, and that's who you root for, Peyton.
Speaking of Alabama,
how many Alabama names did we say?
Speaking of college football, can I ask you guys one quick question? Arch Manning, you think he'll turn it around?
No.
I like Arch.
I do not. I don't think that he has what it takes. I think he's going to get drafted in the NFL, but I don't think he's not a Manning.
That's tough. I think the kid, we saw flashes of it last year. I think he has it. I think he has to get his confidence back. I think he's running low on confidence. I don't think the season started, and now this is like that first mountain he's got to get over. And if he can get over it, I think he can be great. I think he can prove himself, but I think it's a mental confidence issue for him right now.
So you think he's the next David Carr?
I don't want anybody. I don't want to wish that on anybody. No. But I will say, if I think he's still going to get drafted. Just whether he ends up as the 10th best quarterback in the college football this year, he'll still get drafted because of his name. But it depends, who does he go to? Does he start? That's the question. Does he end up in Pittsburgh? Does he end up in Miami or something like that?
How long does Joe Flacco start in Cleveland?
I think at some point they're going to have to bring in Sanders, but thus far, Joe Flacco's, I feel like he's done a decent job. I do like Judkins, the rookie running back from Cleveland. I actually think he's going to be pretty good. Him and Samson actually might be pretty decent.
Was anybody else sitting there thinking when they were talking about Burrow being out, and I know all the news I was that Jameis Winston was going to go to Cincinnati? Like
Oh,
I
I
want
was hoping
Jameis
that.
trained. I want Jameis to go somewhere. I love that guy.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
I was thinking Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins' name keeps being every time a quarterback gets injured, his name keeps being floated around all over the place. So I was waiting. I actually thought maybe they might bring him in or something.
So now
You
that
know,
he's
Peyton, you mentioning that about Jameis, I almost picked him up in a league just because if Jameis went to Cincinnati, he would throw up so many big numbers.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Yeah,
and that's my
tons of
question:
interceptions too.
who gets traded first this year? Is it Kirk Cousins or is it Jameis Winston? Like who's going first?
Jameis Winston.
I think Jameis Winston, and I think he could be in Cincinnati. But it's got to happen in the next 5 days.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. I mean, Burrow's going to be out for the season. I don't see him coming back. I mean, I know that they have a shorter timeline, but why would you rush him back? He's the franchise.
Well, I've started seeing people dump him, and I was like, should I put in some money to pick him up? But I was like, no, he's not worth it. But because by the time he comes back, it'll be December, and I'm like, they're not going to have him play. How about this? It depends on how the Bengals are going to do, but I do think Browning's actually going to be a pretty good quarterback in place of him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think he is probably one of your top 3 waiver picks this week. And if you're struggling, if you've lost Justin Fields or if you've lost another one of these quarterbacks, like I think he's the plug and play for this week. I think he's the better.
You don't think Tyrod Taylor in New York?
No.
Oh no, Tyrod, no. He's gonna throw interceptions.
Okay.
He's gonna.
Seriously, how about Browning or Daniel Jones?
Oh,
I
Jones.
take Daniel
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jones is on fire right now. I think you ride Jones for like the 5 or 6 weeks, and then trade him.
Do you think that it's Jones's confidence that he's got back and the team that's around him? They actually have a running game. Like I feel like he's a different person.
Yeah. And that's very possible. You're seeing that in all situations. I mean, you're seeing that in so many guys. I said that about Mac Jones, better system, more confidence. I think that's the same with Daniel. I think he's treated well there because you got to look how close he was with Eli Manning and that family, and he goes to the Colts with Peyton. Like there's a love there behind the scenes.
No, that's true.
There's a respect.
Yeah.
There's comfort there in that organization because they're ties to the Manning family and his relationship.
Yeah. Well, he's also got some pretty good receivers around him, right?
Yeah,
he's got Pittman, he's got Downs, he's got Warren, Taylor. I mean, they're all decent, actually.
Colts are Colts playoff team?
I would say yes.
Before the Bears.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a given. I think. I mean, the Colts. I mean, in their division, nobody's gonna. Let's see. You've got. I mean, the Texans won't beat them right now. Yeah, I think the Colts are in.
Well, it's like they got a pretty good they got a good schedule ahead of them. I mean, they're going to Tennessee. That should be a win. They're going to the Rams. That's going to be a battle. Then they got Las Vegas and Arizona. They should beat Las Vegas. If Geno Smith plays like he did this past night, everybody's going to beat Las Vegas this year. I mean, they got Chargers, Tennessee, Pittsburgh. They've got probably one of the easiest schedules when you look at it. And I mean, Jacksonville, Seahawks. I think the Colts are the dark horse shoe in, and Jonathan Taylor could possibly be MVP candidate.
By the way, before we end, Chris, we should bring your brother-in-law on one of these podcasts one day.
Sure.
Yeah, his brother-in-law is in our 1K league, Jeff, and he is sports radio host in Los Angeles.
No, not in Los Angeles. He's in Palm Desert, Palm Springs.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, look, he knows what he's talking about. Except last year he did not do well in the 1K league. I was like, what the heck?
He apologized for it. He looks like I did this year, except I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to make a trade with Tommy because Tommy helped me win last year by trading me Lamar.
You know, Tommy, let me go look at your team. I'm gonna see who you want.
Yeah, I know, Tommy. I need to send you some trades.
Chris, I will always trade one good player for a lot of players. That is my MO. I am always sitting there looking for multiple players.
Peyton, he wants Franklin. Make him an offer. He will. If you give him a good offer with Franklin, he will give it to you.
Well, the problem is I don't. Let's make a three-way trade.
You got Zay Flowers. I mean, you got Tucker. I might give you Franklin for Kraft.
Let's talk about that.
He would trade it. I actually think Tommy would trade Tucker Kraft for Franklin because he likes Franklin that much.
Let's see. Hit the create trade button, and we're going to make some things happen here behind the scenes.
Create trade.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys.
You guys, see ya.
See y'all.
Hey, don't